Hey guys, welcome back. Brandon here. So here's what we're talking about today. We're not going on any charts. It's just me and you talking here, right? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to build a relationship with your trade. Now, if you've been following me for any amount of time, or you've heard me speak or teach or whatever, in my teaching, when I'm teaching about what I do, again, I'm not perfect. I am still learning as well, but I do teach other traders what I understand and what works for me in the market. When I'm teaching, I teach with a lot of stories, I teach with a lot of comparisons and analogies, right? One analogy I want to give you today as a trader, and I think if you really internalize this, it could be very powerful. I want you to build a relationship with your trade. What do I mean by that? So, some time ago, again, if you've been following me for any duration of time, you may have heard me say that a stop loss is a prenuptial agreement between you and the market. What is a prenuptial agreement? So a prenuptial agreement essentially is where, if it is marriage should fall apart, both parties are left in a state of indemnity, meaning they are no better off or worse off than where they would have been before the marriage started, right? That's kind of what a stop loss aims to do. You will lose something, obviously you're going to be losing something, but the main thing is the stop loss tells the broker that if this marriage between you and the market, you and this trade should fall apart, should break down, that you are going to be left in a state of indemnity by this is all you can take from my account. Now, that being said, I want us to go a little deeper into the thought process or the thinking of having a relationship with your trade. Now, if we're approaching the market from the perspective of a monogamous relationship, which is where 1 plus 1, not 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, it's a monogamous relationship, it's you and the trade, right? You want to really focus your energy on that trade, right? Why are you focusing your energy on that trade? Now, in a monogamous relationship, obviously it's you and your partner. Now, you have to remember birthdays, you have to give attention and all of that, right? The same thing with the trade. Now, the trade don't necessarily have a birthday. Actually, technically, it kind of does. But what you really do need to do is give it your attention by virtue of when you're in this trade. If it's winning, give it all of your attention. I have done this in the past where I had a trade that was winning and I proceeded to go and open a new trade, and that trade's lost, and now I have shifted my focus or shifted my attention away from the trade that's winning. Right? That is the exact equivalent of cheating in a relationship, where you entered this relationship with this person, right? Man or woman or whatever, heterosexual or homosexual relationship, it doesn't matter. You enter this relationship with this person and you go outside of that relationship and give attention to somebody else. Obviously, your relationship is going to suffer. It's going to be, stagnated and all of these different disruptive things that can destroy a relationship, right? The same thing happens with your trading. Now, the question I have for you is, how many times have you been in a trade that's winning and you had the zeal or you had the desire to go and enter another trade? Quite a bit, right? Because we always want to take the next trade. We always want to get into another trade. It's not so much that you want to make more money, it's more of a case of you want to be right. It's an ego thing. Now, yes, obviously you want to make more money, but it's more of you want to be right again. If you go back to the video that I posted yesterday where I said that more trades doesn't equal better entries, this is one of the reasons why. Because again, you might be taking trades that may not necessarily be primed for the taking. So one of the best things you could do is when you're in a trade and it's winning, the best advice I can give you is let that win last as long as possible. I say this to some students all the time. Theoretically, if I could take one trade and hold it forever, I would. I'm being honest, I would hold it forever and just probably scale out of it periodically to just take some profit here and there. I would do that. But obviously, I don't think that's possible. It would be nice if it is, but I don't think it is. So you want to really build a relationship with this trade, right? By virtue of giving it the right amount of attention. You don't want to smother the trade either, right? Meaning you don't want to be in front of the trade every waking minute of every waking hour of every waking day. You understand? Go live your life. Go live your life. When you're in a relationship with somebody, obviously, you are not their entire life. You're a big part of it, but you're not their entire life. It's the same thing with trading. trading should not encompass your entire life. You feel me? You should function from a perspective of trading is just one additional aspect of my life. And whether it's going good or bad does not affect the rest of your life. That is why so many traders fall victim to stuff like revenge trading and over trading. Because you always want to be there up in the face of the thing, right? So you don't want to give it too much attention, but you also don't want to give it too little attention. You want to give it just the right amount of attention. If it is you are trailing your stop loss like the way I would do it, like the way I teach, if you are, one of my students and stuff, and you know how I trail, if you are doing it like that, you don't want to trail too quickly, as well as you don't want to trail too slowly. It's a balance that you have to kind of arrive at, and it does take some practice and some time, but you will get it over time, just like you will learn your partner in your relationship over time. Now, some trades last really long, some relationships last really long, and some trades don't last very long. Some relationships don't last very long. But the interesting thing is, if you give each relationship the attention that it deserves, it's going to live out its lifespan to the fullest of its potential. That is one of the mistakes I think a lot of traders make. They cut their trades too short because they've not given it the right amount of attention. You understand? And when I say attention, I mean like you're watching what is happening. You're playing, you're watching to see how the market is playing in certain areas. What is it doing? How is it functioning in this area? Is it rejecting a certain area? Is it showing me that maybe a news might cause something? You want to pay attention to these things, right? So what I really want for you to try, give it a try. Really try to focus your energy on one trade at a time and see how that helps you. What does that do for you? And let me know. Comment it below if it is you. Come back to this video. Comment it below and tell me what did it do for you in terms of not only the results in the account, but what did it do for you in terms of your emotional state? How do you feel? Do you feel positively emotionally charged, or do you feel negatively emotionally charged? Because now you're literally focusing your energy on just one thing. Guys, if you like this video, if it is you feel like it made some sense, again, this is a different, I approach trading from a psychological standpoint. I do a lot of psychological analysis. You've heard of fundamental analysis, you've heard of technical analysis. Psychological analysis, which is something that, I don't know if I've created it or not, but it's something that you really want to go in detail and try to make links to the market in any way that you can, because what you're basically doing is building perspective. You understand? So if you like me doing this kind of psychological aspects, you like me approaching the market from this psychological directive or this direction, and you feel like you want to see more, I do this quite frequently. Like the video, right? Like the video. It's going to be here, I think, right? Here or somewhere. Like the video, comment below, come back to the video and tell me, how did it affect your emotional state? Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And if you have any questions again on, you want me to elaborate on this further, because I could talk on this topic for hours. Want me to elaborate on this topic? Feel free to reach out to me at EkataTrading on Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you may or may not have. Guys, other than that, I will see you all very, very soon. Peace out, guys.